And we are back. So, last we left off, the Emberfellas have found themselves within the bustling emerald of the dynasty, Port Dorona. It has been an interesting time thus far, and it's only been an afternoon, well, a night, essentially. You've all found rest, or a place to rest your weary head, within the Crooked Plank, an establishment run by Din, a bugbear who is somewhat reputable. And of course, you have found that specifically the docks and also, more than likely, the Fisherman's District are full of members of the Mar. So, in addition, you all are very weary to realize that the city is swarming with the samurai of Clan Right Shroud, the lords of Port Dorona. And judging from the entrance, the welcoming you had at the gate of the city, you would realize that you were all very much wanted men within this city. Granted, this is a large city with a lot of people within it, of all shapes and sizes. And while certain individuals, like Rogar, very much stick out, they will not be as looked at as you would out in the country. So, we're picking up that night, just for a moment, as I reveal that Tuk, you wake up to a familiar feeling about your waist, and you are relieved of some of your stress from the road, and it was great. It was beautiful moment.
I give her another silver.
Yep,
I tip her
another silver, and she.
For one night only.
And then she sneaks out. Yeah, she sneaks out.
Is it very like stealthy? Like they're pumping under the
It's
blanket?
extremely stealthy. I will say I rolled for this stealth. It was impressive. Rogar doesn't even notice any of it. His passive
Sleight
is
of
not
hand,
good enough.
baby.
I'm sorry. Oh, there was some sleight of hand use. There was some sleight of hand use.
The parents are in the next room, so
Yeah, exactly. It was one of those moments. Rogar's asleep the whole time. Doesn't wake up for any of it. But I am assuming that we are going to be taking our extended rest here within the Port Dorona. So we will just begin to do our endeavors, our skip time event where you guys are going to level up. So you guys can, if you've already leveled up, so you can go ahead, and I will say who all is exhausted. Tuk, all of you have some exhaustion. Depending on how much exhaustion you have will be how many days you need to, full days you need to say, like, rested up. So we are going to begin with Zoltkar, actually.
Yes.
Zoltkar, you have 3 endeavors to choose from. However, Zoltkar, you feel when you sometime in the night, you feel a rumbling sensation coming from your pack. Because I'm assuming you take off your armor to sleep, otherwise you wouldn't get a rest.
I actually wanted to make a point to make my bedroll and not sleep on the nasty bed and shit.
Yes, that's probably a wise plan. Yeah. So, yes. Use your own bedroll, roll it out on the floor and sleep on it. But you do get the feeling that you are being called as you reach for the stone. You hear a familiar voice. My hound, I need you to find a place within the city. I know you are. Find the scrolls The first story scrolls. And that's all she says. And it goes silent. So, Zolkar, it's the next day at this point. Are you going to seek out this clue?
Absolutely, yes.
Okay. You are the most easily one to disguise yourself, so there will be no rolls to disguise yourself as you move about the city, which the rest of you will be doing. You easily kind of shift and take on a natural form. And asking around Zoltkar, especially if you ask around down at the bar, you would realize that this is a shop in the merchant district.
Okay.
It's actually a shop. So you
That's
move.
the scrolls I'm looking for is the name of the shop.
It's actually a shop. It's called First Story Scrolls, in fact.
Got it. Okay.
It is and as you find the shop, it has a pretty thick door. And I will say in the merchant quarter, the merchant district, the most of the doors to the shops are not sliding doors. They're actually like normal latch doors. And it's a pretty heavy looking door. Looks like a bit of an older building, but most of the buildings here are pretty close together. There are alleyways in between. They're relatively narrow. You might be able to stand two abreast in one of these alleyways. But you enter to the shop. There aren't any windows. There's just the door, and then there is the hanging sign above it. And you do know that this is a 2-story building. You can see that most of the buildings in the merchant quarter are 2 stories. As you open the door, there is a tingling sensation you feel, Zoltkar. Feels familiar. You know that you passed through some kind of spell. And you find yourself inside a bookstore. There are tomes on the shelves. There are scrolls everywhere. Most of them old, some of them new. And there is a very bookish-looking hobgoblin behind a counter that's kind of reading something, and he pipes up and looks at you. He has a red nose, and he has a bit of a nervous kind of twitch about his person. You, and he looks at you for a second. Yes. They've been expecting you. I am Zorthras, your humble servant. May the lady keep your secrets, friend. As he smiles widely.
So he knows.
If you will move up the stairs. And he points towards the stairs, and there is kind of a roped off thing that says like private, like not for public use across these ropes leading to the stairs. And he kind of moves over and removes it so that you can walk up the stairs.
I'm gonna do an insight given.
Okay, give me an insight check.
Oh, I'm gonna follow this guy. It's an 8, so I think I'm in good hands.
He doesn't move up the stairs. He just removes the rope and then motions for you to go upstairs.
Okay. Well, I'll go up the stairs.
Okay. You begin moving up the stairs. You can tell that this place is dusty. Like it doesn't get cleaned very often. And there's a door at the top. However, you move to open it, and it seems to be locked. Before you can turn back and say anything, the door and then opens inwards after you jiggling the handle.
All right. Then let me do a perception check around the door as it opened.
Go ahead and give me one.
Let's see what that comes up with. 19.
You peek your head around, and it's just an empty room. There's nothing in it. It looks very plain. You don't see any windows, and there is no source of light. Now, you do have dark vision, so you can see,
Right.
But there is no light sources within.
Okay, let's see here. I would like to use Divine Sense to detect good or evil.
Okay. That is... So what exactly does it detect? Can you list them for me real
It
quick?
says, as an action, you can detect good and evil until the end of my next turn. You can sense anything affected by the hollow spell or know the location of any celestial fiend undead within 60 feet.
Celestial, fiend, and undead. You do not sense any of those three.
Okay. And as far as I can tell, there's no hollow spell.
Nope, not as you can tell.
Okay. Well, then I'll enter the room.
You enter the room and you kind of look about. There is a large, almost like rug on the floor, and it's almost like a tapestry. It's so beautifully knit. And as you're looking at it, you're recognizing patterns in the rug. Interesting patterns. And before you can piece it all together, Zoltkar, you can make me a wisdom saving throw.
Okay. Let's see what the old wisdom save looks like. That's going to be a 17.
Zoltkar, you all of a sudden you kind of, and your eyes start to get heavy and you fall to your knees and you are drifting asleep within moments. When you awaken, Zoltkar, you are stripped naked. You are strapped to a chair-like device. You are in a completely dark room. Whatever you're strapped to is metal. There are large manacles, almost, pinning you to the apparatus. As you look down at them, you see that there are runes carved into the manacles. You look around, almost shaken for a moment. And then there's a light suddenly illuminates from above. You're in a very large room. But you see a figure before you. She is beautiful, slender, wearing the raiment of a worshiper of Elysia, a member of the Sisters of Silence. Her face is exposed. She's an elf. Very pale, smooth skin, deep purple eyes. She has an interesting chainmail. It is black, of course, with the symbols of Elysia upon it. But it drapes low, almost like a dress, and yet it makes no noise as she moves. There's a scimitar on her hip, curved. It is very elegantly crafted, as well as a two-headed flail that is draped across her other hip. And there's an assortment of gear around her. And you recognize your master, Lady Enna. Zoltkar, it is, well, let's just say I could not prevent all this from happening.
I have made mistakes.
Yes, my hound, you have, but we will set you straight. Elysia shall guide you.
As always.
And two women. You know the women because all the people within the sisterhood are women. step out from the darkness, and they are in full chainmail, and they have a head covering where you cannot see their face. It's almost like an iron mask. And there is a train coming from their head all the way back, almost like a habit. And it is just nothing but links of chain. They have large maces on their hip. And there are a series of locks and keys draped around their person. And you recognize the keepers, the jailers. First one approaches you. What is the first tenet of a hound?
To never be seen.
Wrong. And you're stabbed in the chest, and you take 10 points of damage.
Ouch. That hurt.
The one next to her. What is the first tenet of being a hound?
I'm gonna get this wrong again. Oh. I would say.
I will say this as well, Zaltkar. Give me a charisma saving throw.
Charisma, yeah. I'm pretty. Oh, that's okay. It's an 18.
Okay. All right. Continue.
To secure the secrets of the world.
You're stabbed again for another 10 points of damage.
I'm gonna die before I learn.
You, bleeding everywhere.
I am.
You hear a voice whisper in your ear, remember your lessons, Zaltkar. Remember your tenets.
Trying.
What is the first tenet of a hound?
Oh. This is not gonna go well for Zaltkar. Hold on. I've got this note somewhere. You would think.
As you stare blankly, Zaltkar.
I'm trying to find it.
Do you want to say something real quick?
Oh, I don't. I'm too wrapped in pain.
And you are stabbed again for another 10 points of damage.
Now.
And you go down. Then a moment later, you're back up. You at 1 hit point.
With 1 level of exhaustion.
With 1 level of exhaustion. As you kind of, and they say, Vigilance, young one. Vigilance.
Vigilance!
And then they step away. And then they come back. And gone is the dagger that you were stabbed with. And now is a bludgeoning device of some kind. What is the second tenet of a hound?
Vigilance.
Give me a charisma saving throw, Zaltkar.
This is so painful. Oh, it's a 7.
Zaltkar,
I'm in much pain.
without you saying anything, the one holding the bludgeon tilts her head. That is wrong. And then smacks you across the head for 24 points of damage.
That is almost going to kill me.
As you go back out, and then within a moment, you're back up again at 1 hit point. Loyalty. Hound.
Vigilance and loyalty.
And then the next one steps up as that one steps aside. And this time she has a giant sword in her hand. It has barbs along the tip of it. What is the third tenet of a hound?
Determination.
And you were slit across the throat for 35 points of damage.
Damn, bro.
Did that kill you, Zaltkar?
No.
Okay. As you...
I mean, I'm making death saves.
Yes.
Yeah, but it didn't double.
That's fine.
Didn't double deal.
That's fine.
Yeah.
As you go out. And then you're back up. Your throat is barely healed. You're at 1 hit point again.
And 3rd level of exhaustion.
Discipline, hound. Discipline.
Vigilance, loyalty, discipline.
Emma returns. Your master walks out into the light. Yes, Zaltkar. I'm sorry you would have to learn this the hard way. I thought we could avoid it. Sadly, I could not store them any longer after what they discovered. And then she steps back out of view. And I need you to make me a Constitution saving throw, Zaltkar.
All right. Come on, do your dice.
Nope. The first keeper walks up to you and begins to carve in your arm with the dagger. However, the tip of the dagger is white hot and bursting with magic as it sears into your flesh, and she carves a symbol into your arm and you go unconscious. And then you wake up again with 4 levels of exhaustion now.
Jesus Christ, it's going to kill me.
As you, and you look down, and there is the tenet of vigilance carved into your arm. Vigilance, the watchers, the tenet of the hound. You are to watch for what is to be unseen, what should not be loose within this world. And then the second keeper walks up with a equally barbed and white hot implement of torture. And I need you to make me another Constitution saving throw, this time at disadvantage. Because you're at disadvantage for all of these.
Okay, so Constitution, that's a 14.
14. Zaltkar. You. And you go unconscious yet again, Zaltkar. And when you wake up, loyalty. Loyalty to your sisters. Loyalty to your goddess. Loyalty to the people you are to protect. And then the first keeper comes back. This time, she has what looks like a hammer, except it has a interesting like brand on the tip of it. It is some kind of symbol. And she presses it into your palm. This is all to your left arm. I need you to give me a Constitution saving throw. At disadvantage.
Uh-huh. Yeah, that's only a 9.
Yep. Zaltkar, you... and then you drift off, and Zaltkar dies.
He does.
Because he hit 6 levels of exhaustion.
Yeah.
As he... And Zaltkar, suddenly you're in a room. Black. There's nothing. You can't see yourself. There's a burst of light. And you realize you're in a cell. As you look out, you see a figure sitting on a throne. She is colossal. She is terrifying to behold. She's wearing what looks like a habit and a bronze mask, obscuring her features. Heavy black chains and manacles dangle from her, making up the majority of thick, almost plate-like armor, and drape the floor behind her, down her back and onto the past the heavy throne and onto the floor. There's an assortment of keys jingling on her hip, and she has a large brand in the shape of a lock that is glowing with ethereal light. And she looks towards you, and you hear a voice. My chosen, my hound. You are to seek those out that show me disfavor. Will you perform this task?
Of course.
I release you, but there will not be a second. You know what awaits you if you fail me.
I will not return from this realm the next time.
And she moves the brand towards you, and you awaken, strapped to a chair, with the tenets of your order carved and seared into your flesh. A reminder of what is to come should you fail again. As you... Your master, you feel her unstrap the manacles from your wrists, and you are limp as she takes you. I'm sorry, my hound. I'm sorry. And you lose consciousness again, but this time not from damage. So you're just thematically unconscious. And days go by where no one sees Zoltkar. In fact, almost a week. None of you have seen him. But Zoltkar, would you like to do anything once you reappear in town? Because you will be reappearing at some point. Are there any endeavors you would like to do?
I want to study the runes on my arm. Vigilance, loyalty, and what was the third one?
So you're looking at vigilance, loyalty, and discipline.
Discipline, yeah.
Now, discipline wasn't explained to you, but it's probably pretty self-obvious.
Pretty straightforward, yeah.
Yeah.
What's going to happen next time? Are there any other endeavors to endeavor?
You have 3. You can do what you want in town. I will say probably this, I will consider this 1, so you have 2 more.
What are my other 2 options?
Do whatever you want. What would you like to do within town? You have free reign because you can change your form.
Well, that's
easily.
One of the things was going to visit with, trying to commune with the goddess. So,
which you have done apparently.
Which I have done apparently. But I don't have any direction or anything to tend to.
Not yet.
I'm aware of now.
Not that you're aware of yet. I will say your master would have instructed you that you were to there is a mission for you to perform, but this is your personal. What would you like to do in town? Kind of time for now.
Get a sense for how long it's been.
Yes, you were gone for about a week.
I'm sure I lost the sense of time. I would go back to the plank and see about catching up with the party, and let them know that I had to take a retreat for a week to reconvene.
And we'll say that happens.
There's not much else in town to do. I don't have a lot of money to spend, and I don't need much of anything. So
okay, all right.
Just kind of scope around and get a sense for where things are and what things do.
And if that's the case, then I will tell you that you will receive a message from your master, Emma, through your stone. After the 2 weeks time that it takes for you to level up, which is what's happened. Mm-hmm. So that was how you became a level 3 paladin of Olesia, is you were tortured and branded with the words of your order.
Yeah. Good stuff.
Yeah, good stuff indeed. But your mission that you are given, Zaltkar, is to investigate. There has been strange rumors of some kind of cult or some kind of strange rituals happening within Porterona, since you happen to be in place, and despite your previous mishaps, you have yet to be discovered within town, and they want you to look into it.
I had that noted somewhere. Hold on. I thought I had a name.
I believe you had the name, the Cult of Many Eyes.
Yes.
So you have a few little tidbits here and there now. And that is going to be you then, Zaltkar.
Do you mind if he tells us what he gets when he levels up?
Oh yeah. We should do that. So what actually is going to happen when you level up?
When you become a 3rd level paladin, you get to choose your oath, and you get a few other things too. So I took I get divine health, which means I am immune from disease.
Mm-hmm. I hate it.
I get to choose my sacred oath, and I am an oath of the Watchers. Mm-hmm. I gain some oath spells, and I can now channel that divinity from sweet Alicia.
Yes, indeed, and it is powerful. So yes,
3rd level paladins are good paladin.
Yeah, awesome. You're starting to really get that power, and it's going to be horrible. So yeah. With Zaltkar, this is where we'll pick up once everyone else is done with you, and that will bring us to Took the Giver or Taker, whatever he is this night.
Yes.
Upon the morrow, you have your 2 weeks ahead of you. What are you going to be doing, Tuk?
Well, I need to continue to rest because I think even after that night, I still have 2 more levels of exhaustion after that night.
Yes.
So I need to rest for a couple of days, and then my plan is to stick to my team here and try to figure out what I can learn about my Mar group, to see if there's any of my folks around. But I want to stay close to this because I know that people know that I'm here. So I kind of want to stay close to this area.
All right. I will say this, Tuk. You were requested to go meet Giant's Blood.
That's true.
Would you like to do so?
Yes. But if I go, I would like to bring a teammate or 2 with me. So I would probably ask Rogar or Dayu to come with me, since we haven't seen Zaltkar in a few days. I'd probably ask both of them and just see whichever one of them. I don't know what they have planned, but I need someone to come with me. I don't want to go alone.
I can tell you right now, because I have an idea what Rogar and Dayu are doing. They are not around.
They're not around. Okay.
No.
Well, in that case, well, tell me this, DM. Based on what I know about the mob bosses and stuff.
Yes.
I have a feeling I would not leave that invitation alone without. I would respond to it, right? I would go.
If you were wise, you probably should. Yes.
Yeah. So I'll go.
Okay. It's easy enough to find. Now, I will ask this: are you traveling during the day, or are you going to wait till night?
I would probably wait till night, knowing me and my background.
Yes. And since you're already in the port and you're traveling at night,
I probably slept all day. I was a little tired from
from all your activities. You're in the dock district, and where you're going is in the dock district. If you're traveling at night when there's not a lot of people, no check involved, you easily make it to the the Stone's Throw Shipping Company. It's a large warehouse. And you do see the interesting goblins out front with the kind of hook tattoos.
Got my eye patch on.
Got your eye patch on? Yeah, you do see Sleck as well, the one that has the kind of scars. Appears to be the boss of this game. That you will find out are called the Bloody Hooks, as the name of the game. And as she approaches you, Vern's this way, down in the Devil's Market. Come on, be quick. And she moves into the warehouse.
Why do they call it the Devil's Market?
How long have you been in the Mar?
A while.
And you don't know what the market is?
I don't actually know. I'm from Glass City, the city of glass.
Yeah, well,
I call Glass City. I'm not from here.
Yeah, I can tell. And this warehouse appears to be relatively normal, besides there being just a couple of Mar people kind of milling about. And she goes to the back, to the far end, which should be almost over the water. And she goes to a large pallet full of just shit. And she moves her hand around to the side of it. And you hear a clicking noise, and then the pallet shifts and moves, revealing a opening in the floor. And there are stairs leading down. As it shifts, you can hear noises. You can hear talking. You hear laughing. You hear screaming. Sounds like there's a lot of people down there. And she quickly, come on, quick. Vern's not known to be patient. You've been keeping him waiting long enough. And she quickly, or he, I keep saying he quickly descends the stairs.
I'll come with him.
Okay. As you move down the stairs, you see there are two large bugbears guarding what looks like a doorway that is heavily obscured by not only a sturdy door, but then there's like it looks like a curtain, but it's opaque. It's the best I can give you.
That's the way out?
It's the way in.
Oh, and out, right?
So you're going in, you're going down underneath the warehouse, and you're entering into something down here.
Gotcha.
And you hear the sounds and noises coming from the other side of this door. And the hobgoblins, or maybe the bugbears, all have kimonos on, and they have the interesting kind of lightning bolt pattern that you saw earlier on their person in different places. And as Sleck approaches, as they move aside, the kind of opaque kind of shroud kind of disperses, and the door opens, and as it opens, it gets louder and louder and louder. There are a lot of people in here. It's dark as hell inside of this place. It's dark. It's a large, you don't even know where you're at. It looks like some kind of tunnel system. This might even be the sewers for all you know. There are very dim lantern lights set up in certain places, and it looks like there's stalls inside of here, and this looks like some kind of market. Almost like you would see up above. Except the people down here are not shopping for regular goods. There are strange knickknacks and baubles, and there are very interesting and creepy looking individuals milling about. Several of the stall vendors are definitely not from around here. You see Dragonborn. You see a Goliath at one point, a giant thing. You see the Dragonborn look like? The Dragonborn does not look like Rogar. He has silver skin, silver scales. You do see several other merchants though, and these are all, and it's just a collection of of very shady-looking individuals. You notice all the members of the Mar down here have their tattoos exposed. And you see more of the kind of the tailed lightning bolt individuals, assortment of hobgoblins and bugbears kind of walking around. And you get the idea that they're kind of like the enforcers down here in what is known as the Devil's Market.
Do I see anybody with a cobra?
You do not. You don't see out of everybody you're looking around, you don't see anybody with a cobra tattoo.
Do I get the feeling I'm supposed to show my tattoo, or it's already past that point?
I mean, it's up to you, whatever you would like to do. But regardless, your guide continues pressing through the spaces, kind of pushes a couple people aside. A lot of people move for him, for Sleck, and he moves through the market into the end, and there is a large, almost like draped door. Now I'm gonna need to pause for a second because I have a small child screaming.
Mine just woke up too.
Yeah.
Upset you?
So let's pick up where we left off.
Oh no.
With Tuk Tuk being brought to a roped off area as the curtains are pulled aside, you are witness to almost like how would I refer to this? It's almost like a booth. There's a large table, and there is a seating area around it. In the center of the booth, you have a large bugbear sitting there. He has elaborate swirling tattoos, and he's not wearing a shirt of any kind. Swirling around him, they look like waves, look like crashing waves. And there also are, they look like tentacles wrapping around in certain places as well. His fur is blue. He has blue fur, and the tattoos are more of a blackish color, and they somehow the color of his fur has been pigmented the same, as if the skin is taking it somehow. In addition to that, he has very large tusks coming out from underneath, and there is a massive club sitting next to him. It's spiked, and just looking at it, it's unnerving, and it exudes an aura of bloodlust, almost palpable. There are several other bugbears in here, but none of them look as formidable as this one, and he is obviously the boss here.
Has Tuk Tuk heard of the Devil's Market before?
Yes, you would have known about the Devil's Market. This is the equivalent of the Black Market. This is where all of the illicit goods run through Clan Giant's blood are sold and bought.
So I would have heard of Vern. Is his name Vern? Is that his name?
This is Vern. Vern Giant's blood.
So I would have heard of him.
Yes. He does not have patience.
In that case, I wait until I'm spoken to. Out of respect.
You're the one they call Tuk Tuk, huh? You don't look like much. Do you have what you were supposed to take?
I am Tuk Tuk. What was I supposed to take? What is it you refer to?
And he kind of...
Do I know what he's talking about?
The mission you failed because you were imprisoned.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I've got a feeling that you're a smart one, Tuk Tuk. Most of you from the big city think you're so smart. I don't take kindly to people looking down on me. You know what I'm talking about. Do you have it?
I would never look down upon you, sir. Look at me. I'm so little. How can I look down upon you so big? I don't have it. I was arrested and I escaped with my life. So I don't have it to my knowledge.
Well, I know you
and I don't say it to my knowledge outside.
You weren't taken by the Shogun. I would have known they're looking for you. I want my goods.
I think I was taken by the Shogun and I escaped the prisons. But what goods? Do I know what goods he's talking about?
You were just told you were accompanying your senpai to do a mission. That's all that you knew.
So I tell him that I was accompanying my senpai who was murdered and I was captured.
Yes.
I don't have, we weren't able to even start the mission before we were captured and he was murdered.
Well, you seem to be useless then. I don't have room for useless individuals.
Do you think I made this far being useless?
Do you have my pay then? Can you come up with what it's worth?
I was able to bring you some other pay. I helped bring you some other pay along the way. And I mentioned what we helped bring over.
Mm-hmm.
If it wasn't for me and my team, that never would have made it to you. The jewels, yes. Some friends.
Talking about the lizard.
More dragon. Have you seen him? He's huge. He's huge. But yeah. Dragon, lizard man.
Lizards, if you ask me.
Sure.
And one of those fanatics I've been hearing of. Chained ones. And do you know who else you've been traveling with?
The Saint?
So you do know.
Well, I recently found out.
Has he been? Has he pledged himself to anyone yet?
Not to my knowledge. He defeated his previous master, so I think he's free to claim.
That doesn't really matter to me. And he takes a big bite out of something. It looks like meat of some kind. He begins chewing loudly. Kind of spills out over his mouth. Well, what am I going to do with you? You don't have my goods. You don't have what it's worth in pay. And as you have announced, you completely failed and your cobras lie dead in the streets.
Well, he said, she said, well, what are you looking for? I have a lot of talents, skills. I have a team, a lot of valuable knowledge. And,
I don't much care for your team yet, but I'll let you work off your debt.
Is this something you've got worked out with the Blue Cobras?
Your Blue Cobras are dead. Gone.
All of them?
They're gone. You failed.
Do I insight check? Can I tell if he's telling the truth?
Go ahead.
Let's use this thing to roll insight. Come on, baby. It's a 10.
You pretty much think that, he's telling the truth.
I could always use a new boss if my other clan's dead,
Yes. Well,
I didn't get this far,
Yeah, of course. I've got a few ideas and a few things that could use some attention of someone not known to be working for me. Perhaps you're the man for the job.
Obviously.
Good.
What can I do for you?
We'll discuss. We'll say you owe me a collection of favors. One last thing, Taker. And Sleck comes up and places a flat, looks like a piece of wood. There are stains across it. And he places a knife next to it. You know what to do.
Before I do this, I have to ask. What can you do to protect me?
Blood of my blood, you pledge to me? This is how you pledge. I will take care of you.
I need to know what I'm pledging for. Like, what's the payment?
The payment is I don't kill you now. You owe me favors. You work off your debt. We'll see how useful you are. Then we'll talk payment.
I take off my patch. I'm not going to give a blood oath before I know what the payment is.
Well, you will or you'll die.
I unbutton my shirt.
Mm-hmm.
And I say, I will work for you, but out of respect, I would like to know, what is my debt? And if you can't tell me, I'm not going to sign my life away for nothing, without knowing anything. If that's going to be the case, then just take it now. And I take my shirt off.
And you're about to get stabbed, Tuk.
All right. Yeah, I kind of figured that was coming.
Okay. All right. You're going to take 13 points of piercing damage as Sleck stabs you in the ribs from behind. It's a quick jab in and out as you... That was a warning.
I'm trying to gain some respect, you know?
I suggest you make the oath. You don't want to know what I do to those that upset me.
I can't take another one of those shots. I'm going to die. You can't tell me anything about this oath. I'm just.
He is getting impatient.
All right, fine. Here's your oath. I do whatever he's asking me to do. Blood oath.
He wants you to cut off your finger.
All right, cut off my left ring finger.
Okay. You put it
marriage.
down. You put it down and you... I want you to give me a... let's see here. We'll call this a wisdom saving throw. See if you're capable of forcing yourself to do this.
That's a 7.
It's a 7. You freeze. You're like... And Sleck goes, "Come on, you pussy!" And you...
I love pussy. Help me.
And you... And then you eventually draw it out, but it's like a long process. You're like, ah!
It's like way worse than what it would have been.
Yes, it is. As you, it finally gets cut off. And you,
I'm crying.
Yeah. And Sleck there's a bowl, and he kind of like tilts the piece of wood, and the finger drops into the bowl, and he slides it over to Vern, who takes it, grabs your finger, and eats it in front of you.
That can't be sanitary. That can't be healthy.
You're a little gamey, aren't you, boy? As he smiles wide, you have entered into a pact with Vern Giant's Blood.
Oh, God.
Endeavors. Would you like to do anything in town, Tuk?
Yes. Gosh.
Did you cut off the entire finger or just like up to a
I don't know, DM. What did
It's
I do?
up to you.
I cut off the whole ring finger.
The whole finger.
Or from this knuckle. From this
Yeah,
knuckle.
okay, from the
down.
knuckle. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
fine.
I kind of.
Yeah, there's a stub.
I was too much of a
He's got a little
sissy
bit
to
of
do the
stub.
whole thing, and I was like, maybe he won't notice if I just do from this knuckle
That's
down.
fine. It was enough.
And he didn't. So my plan was to do some shopping.
Okay.
I got some money, and I was going to see if I could find a couple things. A ranged weapon that's better than my bow, than my short bow, and then also some sort of disguise.
Okay. Now I will say this.
I got the patch. If you feel like that's enough, then I'll go with that.
As far as shopping during the day when the shops are open, this will be difficult. You are a wanted man. You would have to approach a shop that would not immediately turn you in for being a wanted man as well. So it very limits your availability here.
I would go to Den and ask him.
Okay. Also, you're a goblin buying weapons.
You're a goblin buying weapons as well. This is not going to be a good thing. So, I'll say this. You talk to Vin, or you could ask around your new clan.
I want to shop for a pipe as well. Oh yeah, I can shop on the black market. What am I talking about?
Shop
on the black
market. Entire black market at your disposal. So, I will say, as far as looking for a ranged weapon, they do have an assortment of strange and macabre things down here, but it's mostly esoteric, and you get the idea that stuff down here in the market is more expensive than you're capable of buying. They deal in plates in the market, and they don't just take regular currency. You've seen plates because you've seen Dayu with plates. So there's a certain tier of individual that shops down here, and you do not have the means to shop down here yet.
Could I find a pipe?
A pipe? Not in the market, no. Now, there is a place that you will be informed of. It is you're going to love this. It's in the fishing district. It's a hellhole. It's called the Shadfathers. It is a pawn shop run by a goblin named Sneevil, who wears a cheap but fancy suit, kimono style, of course. And he's accompanied by a trio of kobolds. He has named Nid, Nad, and Nod. And they are very unenergetically keeping the place up as you enter in after hours. And they're kind of like going around, kind of very barely dusting. And they're all kind of little small. They're only like 2 feet tall. Red-scaled kobolds kind of walking around. And you have Sneevil behind the counter. Welcome to Shadfathers.
Shadfathers.
Yeah.
What do you deal in?
I deal in everything. I deal in the best stuff you'll get here in the port city. And you look around, and it's a pawn shop full of an assortment of just like weird shit.
You have any weapons, armor?
Oh, well, come on now. It's goblins. We're not supposed to have weapons.
Yeah, I flip him a silver.
Oh, well.
And I say, I know.
Yes.
I'm a goblin. I know the rules.
Of course. Well, as long as you're not buying for a goblin, that is. Let's see what we got.
It's for my boss.
Yeah. Of course. He brings out what looks like a sling, puts it on the table. There is an assortment of ammunition that can come with it. He brings out a short bow. And he brings out a long bow and looks at you. I don't think you could probably use this. And then puts it back underneath the table because you, in fact, cannot use a long bow. Because your class doesn't allow you to use a long bow. I'm pretty sure it's just short bows. He does not have any crossbows of any kind. You realize crossbows are rare as shit, by the way. Super rare. However, he goes, well, yeah, I got something a little, special if you're interested.
Lay it on me.
It only cost you 50 gold.
What is it?
It is the best piece of craftsmanship to ever grace the port city. And he brings out a little box. He kind of opens it. And there is a small mechanical device within. There's a barrel. And it looks like you put black powder in it.
Oh my God.
He says, This is what they call it. They call it a pistol. I've seen it used, I may or may not have skimmed it off of a ne'er-do-well from the Black Sands.
It's interesting. What about armor and like a pipe? You have anything like that?
I mean, if you want armor, I don't know where the hell you're going to buy armor. If you want armor, I know where you should look, but it's not here. You need to go up to go over the Typhus's anvil if you want armor. And
I tell you what,
a pipe. I'll give you this. And he's got a. He says, "I'll throw this in if you buy my pistol." And he has a very, 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 very short pipe. It's like super tiny.
Go in my teeth.
Mm-hmm.
Can you hear me? Okay.
I can.
You can?
Yes.
Okay. Sorry, my headphones died. What about how much silver equals a gold? Is it 10?
10 silver, 1 gold.
And how much copper equals a silver?
10.
10?
Mm-hmm.
I'm close. But what if... I tell you what, I've got this, and I pull out my short bow, which is worth 25 gold.
That's if you buy it new.
Right.
Those are not trading prices.
And my ring of swimming, which I don't know the value of.
Okay. It's whatever you want to offer.
What if I give you 20 gold in these 2 items?
Deal.
Oh, shit.
And he scoops up the ring, the bow, the arrows, and your gold, and and then pushes over a pistol.
Is there any ammunition with it?
It's loaded.
Okay. Where do I get more ammunition?
I don't know.
Well, I didn't actually offer you my arrows.
And he walks into the back.
I didn't offer you my arrows.
You can keep your arrows then.
Gotta figure out where to get ammunition from, I guess. All right.
Good thing about pistols in this game. It is in fact a pistol. Black powder. It will crit on a 19 or 20.
All right.
However, if you roll a 1, it will explode.
Mm-hmm.
If you roll a 2, it will jam, and you will have to unjam it.
Okay.
And you have to load it every round.
Looks like I'll be taking the feet. Look at
there we go. There we go. That was it. That was it.
Are you proficient in firearms?
And guess what?
I will be.
He's not proficient in firearms.
I know he's not proficient in firearms.
How could I turn down a gun in this fucking game, okay?
Got it.
You got no bullets.
You have no bullets. You have one. It's loaded with 1 shell, with one bullet.
All right. I take the gun and the bullet and the tiny fucking pipe and I
your little
leave.
pipe, and
I lose all my gold
and you leave.
Fucking.
I love it. I love it so much. Is
I
there?
lose my short bow.
You will get 1 more endeavor Tuk, if you would like to do anything else.
Well, I guess at this point, I need to try to figure out where to get some ammunition.
Okay. Go ahead and give me an investigation check.
Oh, shit. Come on, baby. Come on, baby. That is a 12.
12. You don't see anybody around town wielding anything like this. You kind of ask around eventually. You do get word that there's certain ships that carry black powder, and you do know for sure that Clan White Shroud has been experimenting with black powder, which might be where this pistol was actually taken from. And there are cannons that are on the battlements. So they have access to powder and shot within the castle.
In the castle?
Within the castle. The Clan White Shroud, the samurai that are walking around. You don't see any wielding any rifles or pistols or anything like that, but you do find out that somehow the clan has access to black powder, almost like they've been experimenting. And that is what you find out.
All right.
Which will bring us now, since that is since that is taken up to Rogar, son of Amu.
Ooh, can we hear his level up?
Oh yeah, you level up, Tuk. What are you getting at level 3?
So I decided to become a thief because I feel like that fit my backstory. It wasn't the most powerful option, but it fit my backstory the best. I want to be the best thief. I want to steal all the valuable stuff. It seems to fit me. So that means at level 3, I can give steady aim.
Yes, you can.
Yeah. So as my bonus action, I can get advantage on my attack. So that'll help with sneak attack stuff. But it moves my movement to 0. I have second story work, so my climbing speed is like 30 or 40. I think 30. And then I have quick hands. So as a bonus action, I can do things even in the middle of combat. I can do stuff like pull a lever, look for traps, like do weird stuff as a bonus action. And then I can, as a thief, I think maybe that comes later, but I think I can use any magical item. Yeah,
that's a little bit later. But we'll say that you refreshed and acquired some of these skills doing some jobs for the Clan Giant's Blood here and there.
And the rest of my time was resting.
Yes, indeed. So, Rogar, what would you like to do? Can't hear you. There you go.
There you go.
Yes.
Rogar will probably be feeling uncomfortable in the town. If he can figure out a way to get out of town without getting arrested, he was going to try to spend a lot of his time outside the city gates.
Okay. I will say you're advised at some point that you should travel at night, like the way you came in. And you're, especially after what you did at the front gate earlier, the guard that you intimidated earlier is always on night shift apparently, and he's scared of you. So you're able to pass in and out as you please.
Okay. But yeah, Rogar is going to be doing a fair amount of hunting in his downtime.
Okay.
That's for one of his endeavors. Probably doing that. If he does come into town, speaking to his party mates when possible, when they're not being detained, but also asking around. He's probably very bad at it, but asking around to see if anyone has seen anyone else like himself. Looking for that white dragonborn that was mentioned by Krellix.
Yeah.
And if he can find Krellix, he'll probably chat him up more to try to see if he can get more information on it.
Yeah. I will say the next day, Krellix left.
He left the next day. Okay.
He's gone. He went back to Conwich, so he's gone. Now, I will say, Rogar, spending out time outside the walls, are you trying to hide your presence outside?
As much as
like your activities.
He'd be hiding himself for not necessarily because of he's worried about the shogunate, but just to keep himself sheltered from animals and other dangers that might be out. So yeah, I mean he would be, but that wasn't his intent.
Yeah. Go ahead and give me survival roll. Let's see how great you are at hunting. Should be pretty decent.
Okay. Am I exhausted anymore? That's good.
No, you're not. You're no longer exhausted.
Okay. Let's see here. Survival roll. 14.
Okay, with a 14. There are not any like big boar or anything like you were getting before. There are some deer around here that you're able to hunt, and not only do you kill a deer, but at some point you kill something a little bigger. You kill essentially a tiger at one point with a 14. And come to find out this is a thing that's been plaguing some of the nearby farms. And it's not coming around anymore. So somebody obviously killed it. Gets passed around town. It's a big deal for a day in town. Somebody finally killed the damn tiger. And a few days after you do so, you are outside the walls one night hunting Rogar. And you hear a rustling behind you. Kind of look back. And go ahead and give me a perception test.
19.
Oh yeah, you easily. He's apparently not very good at stealth, which is fitting because neither are you really. As a large white dragonborn emerges from the brush nearby, he is a little bit taller than you, but he has the markings of age, older. He has a crossing of scars across his chest that you recognize, and he has one eye that is dead and vacant. And you recognize him as Galrish, no longer son of Amu. He has a massive great axe across his back that at one point you know was made of bone, but now he carries something made of steel.
I know him from the tribe, or do I just
from the tribe? You know him from the tribe. He was a member of the tribe.
Okay.
Years ago.
Okay. So I've actually seen him and met him.
Oh, yeah, you've seen him. You've talked to him.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I thought it was you, Rogar. I recognize the picture. The rest of them can't tell the difference between the two of us.
Is it Galrish? It's been some time.
It is. Are you still son of Amu?
Always and forever.
Have you come to kill me?
I did not know you were here.
Good. Well...
Trouble has befallen our tribe, Galrish.
Was he here? Was he there when that happened?
Question. I wasn't. Okay. I will say, this will bring back a memory to you, Rogar. Okay. He was banished before. And he was banished in particular because him and two others, they were hunters. They were tasked, like many of you are, with guarding the camp at night, guarding the tribe. And some young ones went missing. And they were never found. And Sensu accused them of sleeping, being lax, and they were banished from your tribe. They were sent south.
How long has it been?
It's been years.
Years? Yeah.
Yeah, because Sensu stayed quite a bit of time with you.
Yeah, Sensu, I guess Rogar was pretty young at that point.
Yes.
And
And so he's a much older dragonborn than you.
Yeah. You were banished.
Yes. Green one, the serpent.
Sensu.
Yes, that one. I've learned many things down here in the south, in these lands. She is a deceiver.
Rogar's taking it in. I have questions for her myself.
Well,
I'll tell him the story of how the village, the tribe was almost destroyed, and how Amu left and saw Sensu there, and then her vanishing, not looking concerned.
I have many questions for her.
As do I, but I've given up on that. She's like snow in the storm. She's everywhere and nowhere. I've been looking for her myself, and I've also been looking for those that came with me. I lost track of them in the mountains when we traveled here. You happen to have seen them, have you? I thought you might be one of them, since they were passing out flyers of this face.
He's asking about
two
the
others. Yes.
2 others.
I'm unaware.
Yumtik and Draril.
One more time, sorry.
I'm going to have a fun time saying that over and over again. Yumtik. I think that's Yumtik. Yumtic. And Draril. Draaril. We got separated in the mountains during our crossing from the wastes. That's what they call our home.
I am glad to see another like myself. These lands are confusing. There is much talks of many things I do not understand. This town, and I'm assuming I can still see the large. Yeah. It's bigger than anything I've ever seen. I don't understand how something could be constructed.
See, you will learn many things, young Rogar, but I fear that you will be chasing this serpent forever, as have I. I'm actually going south. I'm to set on a ship in a few weeks.
Perhaps you could join us. I have heard she resides in the Iron Fortress, they call it.
I've been there, didn't see her. I've been to the north, I've been to the west, I've been to the east. All with rumors of Sensu, the serpent. The green one, the green-scaled. Now I go south. But you should go where you please. Tell me, Rogar, have you been blooded?
I have killed, yes.
Are you worthy?
Is this a tribal practice? Would he be considered worthy?
It's up to you.
That is not for me to decide.
Well, should you be? And he will reach down. And he actually has, like, clothes. He wears the local kind of kimono. And he pulls out from underneath a very tanned and old-looking sack. I was holding on to these in case I came across Yumtik, but you will do, Rogar, if what you say is true. You may need them more than the rest. I will give you another in case you meet him along the road. They hand you the sack. And it has an interesting blend of herbs and spices and horrible things from the north within. And they are a mishmash of some kind of shaman powder that is used in your tribe.
Do I know what this ritual does?
It is said to enhance the hunters once they come of age and are worthy of being seen by Amu.
If I can perform the ritual by myself, I will do so. If it requires...
No, you can do it by yourself.
Galrish. Okay.
And Galrish, well, actually, he will take his leave after this one conversation, and you will not see him again for some time.
Well, Rogar will say farewell to him. Farewell, Galrish.
Farewell, Rogar.
May we cross again.
If we do, may we not cross as enemies. And he walks away. Ceremony is interesting. It involves the blood of a fresh kill.
The tiger suffice?
Tiger will suffice. And you are able to perform this very barbaric ritual, one might say. And it will do something interesting to your body.
Oh boy.
Yes, indeed. Yeah, we'll say that the least. Is there anything else you would like to do after this takes place?
Most likely what he'll do is try to, I guess in the night, or talk to Din to see if he can trade it for him, but try to trade some of the pelts and meat maybe that he has.
Yeah. That's easily done. And Din will actually thank you for bringing meat.
Okay.
And he will pay you a whole 2 copper pieces for the meat that you bring in.
All right.
And he will pay you a whole 5 copper pieces for the skin that you bring in, each skin.
Even the tiger skin?
Even the tiger skin. Now, does Rogar understand that he's being ripped off? I don't know.
I don't know.
You can make an intelligence check and find out.
Let's take a look here. Ooh, shit. Well, 19. I rolled a natural 20.
I will say, Rogar, you trade the first one, and then you realize that you did deer pelt, and then you realize that somebody buys a beer for the same price that he trades you a full pelt for, and this isn't fair. This is not fair trade.
Rogar will slam his hand on the bar. This is not a fair trade for the son of Amu.
Oh shit. Oh, yes. He'll give you a silver piece for your deer pelt. And he'll give you a gold piece for your tiger pelt.
Take it. Yeah, and that's probably all he'll do. I also, just for sake of lightening my inventory, be trading in my spear.
Yes, spear
that I acquired from the foxes. Yes, the spear and my 2 hand axes. They're bone hand axes, so I assume they're not worth much.
They're worth almost nothing, but yes,
I'll trade them in as well. Maybe for a glass of sake.
Sure. Yeah, they'll give you that for sure. They'll give you a bottle for it.
I am actually looking for a gourd. All
right.
So I can acquire liquor and carry it on my person.
That is a good. And I will tell you what. If you want to trade all those things in, I will give you. How big of a gourd do you want?
Big as you're gonna give me.
Okay,
baby.
I will tell you. I'll tell you that you trade those in the Den, especially. I mean, he runs a bar.
Yeah.
He comes with this practical joke size gourd. It's the size of Tuk Tuk.
3 foot tall.
3 foot tall gourd, and he kind of and puts it on the counter. mean, if you want something big, I got something big.
I am tempted. But no, maybe not quite that big. But,
I mean, go big or go home, right?
I don't even know how Rogar would just be like,
He's huge. He would carry that no problem.
I guess if 3 foot.
It's big.
It's like a third of the size of him.
Yeah.
Right? He's like 7'5", it's 3 foot.
Well, I mean,
I guess he'll take it.
If that's too much.
No, he'll take it. He'll take it. It's going to be large. He's going to put it down somewhere.
You kind of look like Gaara from Naruto.
Exactly. That's what I was thinking.
On your back.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hey, I would have told Rogar.
As long as I can keep my sword back there still,
Of course. Okay. Kind of. It's heavy. I'm not gonna lie. It's gonna be heavy.
For liquid on it, yeah, sure.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
So, yes.
I would have told Rogar about the silver dragonborn that I met.
Okay. Yeah, that's fair.
Just because I don't know the difference between the silver and the white, and I would have told him because I knew he's looking for a white one.
Mm-hmm. That's fair. Well, Rogar, we're gonna cut you there, and we're gonna go to our last companion. As we're definitely drifting on. I apologize, guys.
Yeah, sorry. Should I tell him my level up? Or?
Oh yeah. Go ahead and tell him your level up.
All right, just so you guys know, this is a custom subclass.
Custom subclass.
Custom subclass from Jumbo Thick.
Jumbo Thick made it. He did.
So it's a little bit different. We'll get some primal knowledge. That's an optional class feature from Tasha's. Mm-hmm. I chose perception as the.
You need it.
Yes, I do. I have chosen the path of the Dragonkin. It's a restriction to Dragonborn only, or Dragonkin only. You can use your breath weapon as a part of the Dragon's Fury as a bonus action while you're raging. Mm-hmm. So it gives me a little flexibility to use that, that one time thing to use it as a bonus action. Also, while I'm not wearing armor, my AC is raised by my charisma modifier by a minimum of 1. And I also have the Dragon's Tongue. I have an inherent. I inherit the True Dragon's gift of manipulation. I start at 3rd level. I'm proficient in Persuasion and Deception skill. So, get some more dialogue options. Yeah.
Yep.
So.
And that's that. Rogar gets the gift of gab.
Yep.
I just want to say that I love the idea that his AC goes up by his charisma because people are just so resplendent at his presence that they can't hit him.
Yeah, and I will say it's also, this is a factor into when I said his body might change as he grows a crest across his head. He gets a little bit bulkier, and his horns finally come all the way in.
Beefcake.
And he does look more like a dragon than he did before, even. So, yes.
So is he like 8 feet tall with his horns?
I mean, if you were measuring horns, he might be 8 feet tall. Yeah.
Wow.
But yes. And that will end Rogar, son of Amu, and our final companion.
Also has spikes down my back now.
He does have spikes. He has spikes now.
Oh, you can't ride him anymore.
Nope, don't ride him tuk-tuk. It would hurt.
Oh, it would hurt.
Why did I choose to
they
be
did
a
it in Game of
goblin?
Thrones, though, so.
It's fine.
Right on my shoulder.
I'll do it.
Dayu. What is Dayu going to do?
Dayu is going to... Is it carouse? Carouse?
You gonna carouse?
Carousing? He is going to carouse for one, any news about the farm attack. Mm-hmm. He would also do that for information on the Night's Blossom.
Okay, I'll tell you this, Dayu. Easily enough, no need to make too much of a check for this one. You would find out quickly that your old mentor, Twin Blaze, was banished from the Mar after what happened a long time ago. And he's been looking to get back into favor by any means necessary. No one told him what to do, per se. But you do know that Clan Night Blossom is still looking for anybody involved with the event that took place, whatever happened. And you get to put together that Roan had it in his head that he was going to bring your head to Clan Night Blossom and try to buy his way back into their favor. Now, you do also get a location for Clan Night Blossom.
Ooh.
You can find them. They run a gambling den in the fishing district called the Fool's Gold, where dice games are played, blood sports are fought, and illegal Yokozuna sumo matches take place.
All right. Dayu's gonna go there.
Okay.
And he's gonna bring the katana and the short sword.
All right.
He took from Twin Blades.
All right. Are you going at night? I'm assuming.
Yeah, that's
to
probably
avoid detection. Yes, that's probably a wise decision.
That's probably the best.
You move at night, and you make your way into the fishing district alone. Early on in this 2-week time period, and you make it to the Fool's Gold. It is a large building. It used to be some kind of manor at some point. Fishing district is very poor. Most of these are almost shanty houses, but not quite. Not very well put together. And this place, however, is bustling. There are people kind of drunk, spilled out in the street. You can hear fights going on inside. And there's music playing, drums being played. You hear singing going on inside and chanting. It is a 2-story building, and there is a balcony overhead. And there's something going on in the balcony. But regardless, you make it to the entrance, and you see there are a handful of individuals just kind of gathered around these 2 sliding doors that are slid open so that one can just go inside. And they look you over, and you recognize some of the tattoos specifically. You recognize those same kind of handprint tattoos. And these are mostly hobgoblins. And you do see inside there are several of the derobed hobgoblins in the center that have the kind of the snake eye dice tattoos amidst their other tattoos, and are currently running several games of chance within. And there are people shouting and betting and screaming. You just walk inside?
Yeah, if no one stops me.
No one stops you. They just kind of look at you for a moment, and then that's it. You walk inside. You don't look that inconspicuous. Are you wearing the straw hat?
Yeah.
Okay. You kind of walk in. You get a couple looks wearing a hat and whatever. Then a individual walks up to you with one of the handprint tattoos openly exposed. Place your bets.
What are we betting on?
Chance.
All right. I will pop out a silver piece.
Okay. Pull up a silver. Odds or evens?
Evens.
All right. Let's roll the dice. You watch as everyone begins the chanting. You kind of place your bet. A couple other people come and place your bet. The guy in the center has a bowl, and he's got 2 dice. And he makes a big elaborate show of kind of rattling around, shaking it, puts it in a bowl, kind of does some of these maneuvers, and then slams it on the floor. One hand in the air, starts to shake. As he does, everybody's kind of gets up. And then he pulls the bowl back. A 6 and a 5. Odds. You lose a silver piece. As he so people start throwing shit, and he's like, hands up, and another round goes again. At this point, you're kind of looking around. You know, there is almost like kind of like a bar area where they're serving drinks going out. There are waitresses, the equivalent of waitresses, kind of walking around with very tight-fitting, scantily clad dresses. They are kimono style, but not quite. They look a little different. And you would notice that there are individuals towards the back of this establishment that are wearing armor. First off, openly wearing armor. It looks like leather armor, but the thing is, it looks old, like almost antique. And they have their faces shrouded. I will say this is very dim lit in here.
What are they doing? Can you tell what they're doing?
It looks like they're standing by a booth.
Is anyone in the booth?
There are a few people sitting in the booth. Yes. If you'd like to move closer, you can get a better inspection. Yes. You kind of push through some of the crowd, some of the chanting, and there is a booth. Within said booth, you will see a hobgoblin, very sharp features. You'll notice that his eyes are red, not yellow, like most hobgoblins. His skin is a very pale, kind of orange color, and he carries the equivalent of a greatsword, but it is a katana. It's massive. And it's kind of draped or it's kind of resting next to him in the booth. He's kind of looking back and forth. He's got his arms around 2 female hobgoblins that look rather young, you might note. And the sword itself, Dayu, is black, the scabbard at least, and there are weird talisman-like paper dangling from it. And you can almost hear, Dayu, you can hear a like chalkboard screeching noise coming from it, but it's very dulled. You get the idea that your heightened sense of hearing is not doing well around this blade. And it makes you uneasy to be around it. It almost gives off an aura of decay. His clothes, he's wearing essentially a ancient-looking kimono. It's purple and red. It has a floral pattern across it. He has tattoos of blue flames licking across his skin, and they seem to flicker in the dim light, as well as an aspect of 2 foxes with several tails that drape around his back, engaged in some kind of fight across his chest. And you actually recognize him as Eldrin Night Blossom. And he is the underboss of the Night Blossom clan in this city. At least you recognize the tattoos, that is. You have never met him before. Yeah.
Well,
and he kind of looks over towards you. And I'm going to see if he...
I mean, I'm coming straight for him.
Yeah, you kind of tip your hat back, and as he does, he motions to 2 guards next to him, and they immediately move forward. They have swords on their hips, and they begin to draw their blades.
My hands up, like surrendering.
Yeah, they don't draw all the way. They stop, and then they look back, and Eldrin kind of nods his head, and they slip back in the scabbard, and then they take steps back.
Well, I talk to Eldrin.
Sit.
Dayu sits.
You sit. Drink.
Sure.
So, what you doing here, Saint?
Had some trouble back home.
I heard.
Came across... You heard?
Yeah, I heard there's a farm burned down. Must have been yours. Rowan sent word he was going to bring me your head.
Well, looks like he didn't do it.
No, he didn't. I told him he wouldn't be able to.
And then at this point, I will unwrap his swords. Unwrap them across the table.
Mm-hmm. Just... We'll
Got
leave
these
him
for
there.
you, though.
Well, I could never pen him down. Send a couple people after him. Can I call you Dayu?
Yeah.
When you get as old as I am, you tend to not sweat the small stuff. Whatever happens between you and... I'm not exactly sure what you want to call her, but your boss, I don't know, was she your lover? I'm not sure. Regardless, that was left in the City of Glass. This is the jewel. This is Dorona. We could work together again, Dayu, if you're looking to pick up where you left off.
And you can make that happen.
My word. Of course. Of course I would need a pledge.
You'll have your pledge. You can have these swords.
Good. And he motions, and one of the guards takes the swords. They begin to move to the back. Not here. This way. He stands up out of the booth. The girls shift away and move away. And he leads you into a room in the back. Sits down. There's a table. A piece of wood that is similar to tuk-tuk is brought out, placed on the table. There is a bowl, however. This piece of wood is standing on top of 2 what looks like pieces of metal, keeping it off of the tabletop, like a stand of some kind. And the bowl is placed underneath. And you would notice that this piece of wood has a curve to it, and there is a hole in the center. He takes a knife. You remember how to do this?
Hasn't been that long.
No, it hasn't. And he throws the knife at you. Literally. Catch it. Go ahead and give me a sleight of hand check. Let's see how you do.
Ooh, can I use deflect missile, bro?
You can use deflect missile.
Work?
Yeah, I'll let you use deflect missile. So, let's see. How much can you deflect?
I deflect 1d10 plus 6.
Okay, go ahead and roll it. We'll see.
Oh shit. It's 8. So 14.
Yes, you do. You
is
catch
what I
it.
reduce the damage to.
Yep, you catch it easily. catch the knife.
Well, Dai will, if he's not, I assume there's like a little place where he can get down on.
This is different than the ritual took place. You're not removing a finger. You're slitting a wrist.
That's right. Yeah, well, he'll put his arm out.
And you draw it across.
Yep. You've
done this before. No check involved. As you... and your lifeblood begins to spill out. For thematic reasons, you're going to take 7 points of damage as you lose blood. And it drips through the wood and then drips down into the bowl. There's something symbolic about this process. After a few moments, you're given a nod that you can stop and kind of bind your wound. And you can see that your new patron, as he is going to be, is excited as you push the bowl over. Eldrin smiles. This has been a long time coming. We've needed a man like you in the organization again. He takes the bowl and he drinks the whole thing. And it was full. Drinks all of it. Blood smeared across his chin as he takes it and licks it off his fingertips. Ooh, that's the blood of a killer, if I've ever tasted one.
Yeah. Well,
do you need a place to stay?
It'd be nice.
You can stay here if you'd like. You can have anyone you want. Women, men.
I might take you up on that.
Good.
Hey, it feels good to be back. And now, we'll talk about that second tattoo I was owed.
Oh, really? Okay. All right. Dayu, for thematic purposes, is there... you will be offered jobs. You got to earn your way into what you have been ordained. But it, boldness goes a long ways.
Senpai.
You did you killed a disgraced senpai.
Former senpai.
Former. We'll see how this goes. Regardless, though, is there anything else you want to do in town?
If you can get access to a longbow by buying one,
I will tell you this.
Buy one.
With how easily your transition into your organization went, they will give you a longbow.
Sweet. Other than that is all for Dayu.
Okay. Dayu spends time with the Night Blossom clan, mostly running protection, kind of just beating the ass of drunks and things like that. And you haven't been asked to do anything crazy yet. But as we end our little tist with Dayu, we finally come to the end of our session, and that's where we're going to end tonight's episode, guys.
What?
Apologies for running so late. We will pick up with stuff happening in the next session, but a big one. Real quick, your level up, Dayu, and then we will get to
I'll run through
down.
this real quick since we already covered one. For his tradition, Way of the Kensei.
Yes, Kensei.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So he has katana and longbow as his Kensei weapon.
Mm-hmm.
He gets deflect missile, which we discussed a little bit. And he also is proficient with painter supplies. So along with the haiku that I forgot to do, Dayu may also start drawing in his notebook.
Okay, yeah, that's cool. I love it. I love it so much. We'll see how that goes. But
so we'll see the haiku for the second time.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I want to hear it too. Favorite moments from the cast and crew? Start with old Rogar.
I liked. like the description of the city. You know, I enjoyed that a lot. I mean, it was a rough scene, but I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the learning a little bit more about a couple of the different, I guess, positions maybe in the Cult of Elysia. You had some like some are they judges, judicators?
They're called keepers.
Yep. Yeah. I like them. They were pretty. They sounded cool, you know. But I did like that. I mean, it was very dramatic. So I enjoyed that fight for both you guys. So
yes, indeed. How about Zaltkar? Favorite moments of the night? Dying, maybe? Sorry, my bad.
Vigilance, loyalty, discipline. I don't remember anything else.
What are the 3 pillars?
There are 4 lights. I was just ready to lose it, man. Yeah, no, that was great. Dying but not dying. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Got to see your goddess. It was amazing.
I did. She was beautiful.
She was beautiful.
Frighteningly beautiful.
Yeah, indeed. How about Jeff, old Tuk?
So, am I part of the Bloody Hooks now, and no longer part of the Cobras?
Yeah, the Cobras are dead.
You are a part of Clan Giant's blood. You don't necessarily you're not necessarily in a gang unless you want to join one anymore. Your gang is gone.
Okay, gotcha. Favorite moments: getting the gun, I think.
Oh yeah,
and losing my other weapons. I got one bullet. That's going to turn out well.
Yep.
And then definitely favorite moment though, I think Rogar had a few like really good moments where I was laughing really hard. He just played his character so well. Just his reaction to the city and what was going on. Mm-hmm. But then, yeah, I'm thinking I'm back. You know, that moment with Dayu, that was fucking fantastic.
You caught that?
Oh my god, it was fantastic.
I think everyone caught it.
Yeah.
I threw that in there for you guys.
I know you did.
I loved it.
I'm sure I
loved it.
Yeah. How about favorite moments from old Alan, old Dayu?
I love homebrew like lore stuff. So, you know, the cult was nice. Probably not nice for Zal, but it was nice for me to learn that stuff. Tuk trying to figure out what was happening with his Tonto in his finger.
I don't know what's going on, man. I'm the worst rogue ever.
I enjoyed that. That was nice. And then you know, getting to finally learn more about Knight's Blossom. I've been pegging you, texting you a lot.
I know.
Not giving me any info.
I'm sorry.
It's slowly starting to trickle out now.
I've got to trickle it in. You know, it's got to be surprise. It's gonna be great. But
also we're level 3 now.
Everyone's level 3.
Yeah.
I'm just glad.
Subclass.
Yeah, everybody got a subclass. We got a level up done, and I am just I'm just excited that we're in Portugal. That's gonna be great, guys. It's gonna be fine. Nothing bad's gonna happen here.
Sure.
It's gonna be fine.
Have died, but not really.
Yeah, not really. You're fine. You're totally fine.
Totally fine.
We will be covering that next time, though. There's some downsides to dying. We'll go over later. Regardless, though,
I feel fine.
Yeah, I know you feel great.
Put that on record. I feel great.
Yeah. So this has drug on long enough. I apologize to my players. This took way too long.
That was good, man. It was fun.
Sorry, but we'll be closing out for the night. So thank you everyone for watching. Do make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel if you want to see more of this, and of course, thank you very much. And I'm sure all the Ember fellas say thank you as well. So have a good day, and we look forward to seeing you in the next episode.